In this video, we will take a look at two things you can consider great news about the coronavirus. First, the bending of the curve, where countries are seeing a bending of the curve of corona cases. Secondly, we're going to take a look at researchers from different countries coming closer to finding a vaccine. Alright, so let's get to it. In these times when the news are filled with bad news about the coronavirus, I wanted to take a look at the positive news that there are, and there are some. Let's take a look at this graph right here. We have a bunch of different countries, and what we're finding is that most of the countries have gone through a dramatic increase in corona cases. But at the same time, what we are seeing is that most countries, especially countries who suffered significantly, what they're actually doing to prevent the further spread of the virus is working. Countries like Spain seeing actually a flattening and now a decrease in cases every day. The same goes for Germany. Germany, who was hit hard at some point too. Italy, famously known for being hit very hard since they're the country in Europe that has the oldest average population. I think it averages around 46 years old. Now Italy is seeing a decline in cases, which is great news. Now obviously the United States are hit very hard, but we can see here that they're following kind of the same trend that the other countries have gone through. So the cases in America are still rising, but it is coming, as you can see here, to a flattening of the curve. And that's a vital sign that what America, the government in America is doing is working. Even China, where the virus originated from, is seeing a dramatic decrease of the curve. Before we go on, if you like the content that I'm doing and if you want to support me, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. I started the channel recently and I'm doing 6 videos a week, almost one every day. So I would be really happy to get your help with a subscribe. Thank you. So let's take a look at what the New York Post says in this article about China. China shut all 16 temporary coronavirus hospitals in Wuhan. In a dramatic sign that the coronavirus crisis is improving in China, the last 2 of the 16 temporary hospitals in the epicenter city of Wuhan have been shut down, according to a report. The final group of 49 patients walked out of the Wuchang Temporary Hospital in the capital of Hubei province on Tuesday afternoon to cheers, according to the Xinhua. I'm probably murdering that news agency. Now, it's fair to be skeptical about anything you read about the Chinese government and the news that are coming out from China, since we can't really trust with certainty the numbers that are coming out. But what's interesting is that some countries are seeing the same decline now as China is. South Korea is another one of these countries who, just like China, had a dramatic decrease in their curve. This article from Science Mag reads, "Coronavirus cases have dropped sharply in South Korea." The article goes on to explain that the reason why South Korea especially has been so efficient is that they've had a well-organized testing machine running for a long time now. In other words, testing and being able to test in masses, they're the country that's tested the most people per day in a long time, has really proven efficient in terms of shutting down any potential risks with the virus. The other great news is that researchers are coming closer to finding solutions. This article from Dutch News in Holland reads, "Dutch researchers find antibody which may lead to anti-corona medicine." Researchers from the University of Utrecht and the Erasmus Medical Center have developed a human antibody which they say offers potential for prevention and treatment of COVID-19. It is important not to give false hope, but the discovery is promising, research leader Berend Jan Bosch says on the UU website. But it is still too soon to speculate about its eventual working on people. The last article I want to bring up is from NBC News, and it says doctors push for treatment of coronavirus with blood from recovered patients. Much like the researchers in Holland, these guys are trying to find a solution from drawing out the blood of patients who recover from the coronavirus and finding an antibody within the blood. And it seems like researchers everywhere in the world are getting closer and closer. So what I want you to take away from this is that there is hope, and where there's hope, there is a way. Oh, it sounds like such a cliche. So don't believe the mainstream media when they're all about selling fear. It's not all bad. Now it is really bad, but it's not all bad, and we are looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. Have a great day. Take care, guys.